Hello everyone, today we'll talk about the past perfect continuous tense with the last tense of the past tense. Let's go and learn it. We find here today's tense, that is the past perfect continuous tense. Let's see and deal with some verbs. The first forms are there, the second forms and third forms are there. The first verb is there, so, second form is sowed and third form is sowed. Next verb is there, that is built, second form is built and third form is built. Last verb is there, that is sweep, second form is swept and third form is swept. Use the an action which was continued at any particular time or how long an action was continued is called the past perfect continuous tense. It is the same way like we have studied about the present perfect continuous tense. You might have seen in present perfect continuous tense when we mention the past perfect continuous tense. So here the action was continued at any particular time. So here also we show the period or the point of the time in this tense as we have mentioned in the present perfect continuous tense. You might have studied more about since and for as well. You can see the timeline. There are three tenses: the past tense, the present tense and the future tense. So this tense is linked with the past tense, so therefore it is called the past perfect continuous tense. Here we mention how long the action was continued. Identification: in this tense we use first form plus ing like sow, sowing, build, building, sweep, sweeping. Second identification is there, helping verb. We use here had been. So with every subject you have to use had been, whether that is first person, second person or third person, or might be any person. We can use here had been and plus present participle, or you can say it first form plus ing. Now let's go and make sentences. You can find here the formula. We use first subject, then had been, then first form plus ing, and object we can use since or for and plus time. Now let's go and make the first sentence. The first verb is there, that is so. Let's go and make a sentence. Now you can find here the first sentence there like she is there. With she or with every subject we can use had been. For example, she had been sewing the clothes. She had been sewing the clothes. Now if you want to mention the time since or for, so and plus time, so you can use any time. For example, if I tell you she had been sewing the clothes evening, so here we can use since evening. So here the word evening is here, so with exact or point of the time we can use since. So sentence is made like this: she had been sewing the clothes since morning. If you want to make a negative sentence, so you can make as well like she had not, you can use hadn't as well. So with this verb had we have to use not just after been, so we have to use not with had here, been. Sewing the clothes since evening. Now here our sentence becomes a negative sentence. This is a positive sentence. Second one is a negative sentence. Now the third one is there, how to make an interrogative. The same way you can bring had at the beginning, like had. After had we just use subject. So here our subject is she. Had she, so be third form is been sewing the clothes since evening and question mark. So it becomes an interrogative sentence. Here she is our subject, had been is our helping verb, and sewing is our first form plus ing. The clothes is object, and since evening is here adverb of time. Now this is prepositional phrase. Now since is preposition and evening is called adverb of time. She had been sewing the clothes since evening. She hadn't been sewing the clothes since evening. Had she been sewing the clothes since evening? Now these are sentences which will make you understand that this is called the past perfect continuous tense. I'm going to make a positive sentence, you are going to make it negative. and interrogative. The next verb is there, that is built. Example is there, they. So with they we use had been. They had been building a house for 2 months. Now you can make the sentence negative and interrogative by yourself. There's another sentence that is, she had been sweeping. Sweeping means cleaning. She had been sweeping the room. If I say morning, so you can use since morning. Like example is that she had been sweeping the room since morning. So you can find here, she is our subject, had been is the helping verb, sweeping is our present participle, and the room is here object, and since morning is here adverb of time. Hope you got them, and you can mention the definition of the past perfect continuous tense. It is used up to any particular time, or it is used to show the duration or the period of the time. Let's go and see some examples to understand the differences. You can find here up to any particular time. It means how long. How long had you been waiting for us when we reached school? Someone is asking up to any particular time. So answer is there. I had been waiting for you for 2 hours when you reached school. Now here you can see the timeline. The action was continued up to any particular time, and there was interruption of the past indefinite tense, but here it is also mentioned how long the action was continued. The next example is there. Point of the time or period of the time. It had been raining since morning. And the second example is there. It had been raining for 3 hours. The first example is there of since morning, that is the point of the time, and the second is example of the period of the time. But the first one is there, that is up to any particular time. It means the action was continued. And sometimes you can use the past indefinite tense with the past perfect continuous tense. Action was continued up to any particular time. Hope you got the difference between up to any particular time, or point of the time, or period of the time.